Boman Irani of Keystone Realtors, along with Gulam Zia of Knight Frank. Both the gentlemen, experts of this space, have joined us now. I really like the smile on Gulam's face, and of course Boman too, because the sector is in pink of health. And we are just getting started, because if you see this Raksha Bandhan / Ganesh Chaturthi onwards, all the way to to Holi. So every month there is a festive season. People love booking realty in India around that. So Boman, are you going back home late for last couple of weeks? And does it look like a hectic festive season with lots of bookings? Because the data of you and your peers seem to be suggesting.
First of all, I want to say thank you for having us on the show. Yes, it's true. The realty sector is really doing extremely well. People have a general feeling of well-being, prosperity, and this makes them want to kind of upgrade their homes. Of course, we should never forget what COVID did. COVID gave everybody a feeling that finally it's the home that is your haven, and people are upgrading to that as well. But quite honestly, I think it's more to do with the overall socio-economic factors, like the general feeling of prosperity amongst most of us, and the urbanization that is driving people to buy homes, buy a second home as well in the city of Mumbai. And I can tell you that if all the reports that are coming out should be read, we're talking of a 3 to 4 year timeline in which this will go on. I know one of the factors that keep flummoxing most people is that how on earth, in spite of rising interest rates, do people go ahead and still bet on homes? I can just tell you that the intelligent investor understands that a home loan is generally about 9-year cycle, in which this sine curve, which goes up and down, kind of just gets stabilized. So yes, good times for real estate and good times for the buyers. We're definitely looking at some stops coming in thanks to the festive season coming, and the government also realizing that real estate can drive the GDP and also the state economy. And they should look at giving some kind of stops, mostly if it is possible in the GST area where we've been asking for. But over to Gulam, he'll be able to give you all the statistics.
Gulam, what are your thoughts on sustainability of this kind of momentum? And where is the affordability coming from? One of the biggest drivers being cited is higher affordability. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, first of all, that smile you spoke about was to see my friend Boman on the screen together. Long time we haven't been meeting, so it's only we meet here on your platform. So that was the smile about, and of course, Boman will have lots of other reasons for that smile that was on his face, because the good sales, good, especially the luxury segment doing well. Your question was what actually justifies this kind of a euphoria? Very difficult to say. A couple of thoughts though, that the wealth creation that we've seen in last at least year and a half or two, in spite of the global gloom, etc., things have really gone well for India, and that's where the traction in residential or home buying has been pretty good. The point that Boman was also talking about, home loan. Now, home loan interest rates have been skyrocketing, perhaps the highest in last almost about 8-9 odd years. But let's understand, that has impacted the bottom to mid end of the market. The upper end is not so dependent, especially the luxury segment is not so dependent on home loans, and that is going unabashed. That's that the transactions there are going absolutely unbelievably high. And that's where the share of affordable housing has been shrinking. And it's come to almost about half or even less, which used to be almost 2/3 earlier. Prior to say about a year back or so, it used to be 2/3 used to be affordable housing. But today, more than 1 crore have almost touched 50% of the overall sales. In August, if I saw 10,500 odd apartments sold, almost half of them were above 1 crore. Which is, I'm sure, the reason why you would see a smile on Boman's face, because that's where the market which he caters to. So upper end of the market is going completely berserk. The transactions have no end in sight, and it's going unabashed. In fact, last at least 6 months, we've been actually thinking that the sales would slow down. But all those speculations aside, sales have been going on.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. This is Anisha also joining in the conversation. Just to follow up, Gulam, because it's the Knight Frank report that's talking about that record sales in the month of August, right? Give us a bit of a breakup in terms of what ticket value and what sizes of homes is seeing the maximum traction. What is the inventory situation like right now? Because Mumbai is known to have very high inventories all the time. Is it dipping a bit or continues to be at high levels?
About the statistics, I would say, as I just short while back, I was talking about almost about 50% sold in that month are above a crore. And if I talk about upwards of 5 crores, almost about 14% apartments are upwards of 5 crore. So that's really big, because this was a segment which used to be very small, say about a year and a half or two back. Luxury housing all over the country was actually in a bad phase, and it's only last year and a half luxury housing has been growing in size like never before. Now the next question that you asked was about I'm so sorry, I lost the next part of the question you asked.
Inventory levels, how do they stack up? The inventory levels, yeah.
Sorry?
The inventory levels, Gulam.
Inventory level, well, inventory also hasn't really gone up that high. Let me tell you, well, we are talking about not more than 2 years or 2.5 years of inventory, which is nothing. What has really happened is last 5.5 years, many of the projects that were, either suspicious or not very good reputation developers have either been stalled or completely gone bad. And in that interim, not many new launches have happened. And whoever has launched new projects are all reputed good developers. So the inventory that is now in the market is a good inventory, and people are picking up, lapping up all that inventory. The old ones, I would say about 4 or 5 years back, the projects which have been stuck up for that long are actually not selling because of a huge concern about either completion or the reputation of the developers, etc. So a 2.5 years of inventory pileup is actually not to be bothered about at all. Because typically a project on an average takes at least 3 to 3.5 years to sell.
Sure.
And if the inventory levels are not more than 2.5 odd years, then we are in safe hands. Nothing to worry about as far as inventory overhang, as the term many people use. Nothing to worry about on that front.
Okay, so nothing to worry about on the inventory side. So does that mean, Boman, you have a slew of launches lined up as well? What's the pipeline looking like for the year?
So Anisha, I'll just back Gulam up, on the part that the government is also spending a lot on infrastructure in the city of Mumbai. And a formidable tool in the hands of my investors or my purchasers today is RERA, which kind of makes them a lot more comfortable investing in real estate. So both these factors put together are really seeing this slew of investments coming here, other than the fact that we have had COVID and people, love to have a larger home. Now, with regards to new launches, yes, as far as Rustom Ji is concerned, we've got 1 or 2 launches coming up every quarter this year. And already in the first quarter, we've kind of launched 2 projects. This quarter also, we've got a project lined up. And we will be doing a lot of finishing and delivery also this year. Projects like Crown, which is in Prabhadevi, projects like Thane, and Bandra East, where we have a lot of development going on, are being launched almost every quarter this year. And yes, we're looking forward to good sales, given the fact that the market is pretty buoyant. The festive season is coming along. It is the entire developer fraternity that is looking forward to celebrate this season with offering great sales for all our home purchasers.
So what, 500 crores in the quarter gone by, Boman, and for the full year you've guided for a 25% growth. Are you looking at increasing that target by any chance, given the fact the optimism is high?
So I was always educated to under-promise and overachieve, and I hope to do that.
I was hoping to get a number from you, but nonetheless, I get that point that you want to under-deliver and, or rather, yeah, under-promise and over-deliver. I beg your pardon there. But overall, with respect to the mix that we are seeing, Boman, in terms of you guys, of course, have been more focused towards the luxury and let's say the more premium category. Is there any, thought process behind coming into the more affordable category as well? Are you looking at playing around with your average ticket size?
Anisha, Rustom Ji does the development of 217 acres of land in Virar. We've recently made a foray into Dombivli, where the homes will be about 80 lakh rupees or thereabouts. Virar is in the region of 30 to 50 lakhs. We've got homes in Thane that are in the 1 to 1.5 crore bracket, 2-bedroom hall kitchens, and about 175, 180 for the 3-bedroom hall kitchen flats as well. And of course, we are focused on luxury because this is something that we understand quite well. And we've completed almost 3 projects now that have been received very well in the market. Having said that, Anisha, you'll be happy to know that we work in Bandra East, where our homes are roughly priced between 250 to 275 per home. This comes with its own parking, great amenities in the building, etc. Really a sight to see and something that we're looking forward to growing in this market. And just, Anisha, one more thing, and Gulam can corroborate on this. What we call as the mid-mass 1 to 3 crores and what we call as the aspirational class, the 3 to 7 crores, is the largest growing segment in Mumbai and MMR. And we are totally focused as Rustom Ji on this segment. As a matter of fact, most of our launches taking place now are in this segment, and we'll continue to grow our stay out here.
So, just trying to get a gist of all of that into one answer, if I would say that developers, quality developers such as your company, and you've seen cycles in the last 20, 30 years, right? Which phase of the cycle are we in right now? If some viewer who's an investor is watching this, I want to understand what is the longevity of your earnings growth, because I see quality numbers have improved, yours and many of the other companies. But what phase of that are we in right now? Do you see 3 to 5 year plus visibility even from current levels, or difficult to say?
Oh, for sure. Ajay, sorry, I butt in. 3 to 5 years is very easy to state, and already the present trend is showing. The market researchers are showing that the 3 to 5 year trend should be very, very easy. Like I mentioned earlier, in the mid-mass, that is the 1 to 3 crore, you will see a great amount of boost that is in the western suburbs, and also the eastern suburbs will see a great amount of growth out there. And actually, the aspirational class, which I keep speaking about, the 3 to 7 crores, that is everything from Andheri or even Chembur coming all the way up to Bandra East, is going to see a tremendous spurt. We are working in these areas, and we are continuing to grow our this base. We are known more for our luxury that we do because our projects are very beautiful, and we continue working in that space. We will be more moving towards the city in redevelopments, and we've done extremely well with having delivered more than 15,000 homes in the city. So we are looked upon well. And a major change, and Gulam, again, you can add out here, is that today there is a shift towards, let's say, trustable brands. In spite of there being RERA, people are more interested in putting their money where they find value, and they are not as cost focused as before. Yes, we are a cost conscious country, but we are extremely value driven now, especially, and that's where developers who build a brand repute are being able to serve the market a lot better.
All right. Boman, Gulam, I'm sorry, gentlemen, very crunched on time on this show, but we'll have you often from here on. The cycle is so favorable, the conversations need to go on. Gulam and Boman, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.